Hi friends, welcome to my channel. So this video is about Splunk's search language. So we'll start with search language syntax. So how the search language syntax works. So this is full search. I have written in the search bar. So this first part will be your search. Any search, the index what you want to give, where the data is and the data source, the category of that data, or any other string if you want to put. So you can give it as a basic search, base search. So and after that you put a pipe. So the output of this search will act as an input of the search which is after the pipe. So this is called as a pipe operator. In any other language also, like in shell scripting also, we use pipe. So similar fashion, pipe works here. It act as a filtering or the output of this search will act as an input for this. So simply you can consider that. So after that, if you see this stats, this is called as command. So in Splunk there are multiple commands are there. So this is a statistics command. This is not the only one command. There are multiple commands. So this part is called as command, and the next one is this is called a function. So with stats there are many functions like min, max, average, count, sum. So I'm using here max. Okay. So and the next one is the argument of that function. So whatever argument, one function can have multiple arguments or single arguments. So here it is a single argument. So I have given, this is argument is nothing but it should be a field from your event. Okay. So this will be the field from your event. Then next one is, this is called as uh, like generally if you run this command without this, it will create a field itself as max. You can see it here, max bracket and then this field. So you need to rename this field. uh, you can rename this field called is max average. So if I run this command now, after this it will show you the rename. It remove the max and it is showing the new field over there. So it will be the new name of that field. So this part here as is it is called as a clause. So it can be a by something or as. So this is called as a clause. So the next one is, again here you can see a pipe over here. So output of this whole search will act as an input for the upcoming search. So again this is called as function, and this is the variable, new variable we are creating through eval. You can see it assignment, the output of this will assign it into this variable. Okay. Now next one is this is Splunk pre-built function like max, to convert a string to convert a numerical value into string, so that you can add one more string or to this, because you cannot not add a numerical value with the string. So like you can see, if I run this command, it will show uh, this much bytes. Okay, this is showing as this much bytes. Now in this function, this is function, there are multiple arguments are here you saw that there is single argument, here multiple argument, where there are two string, there are multiple assignments are there, commas or duration and hexa. So this is about it. So you can go through Splunk docs and check what are commands are or commands or functions are there. So this is basics about syntax of Splunk search. So you can make your complex searches as well, whatever you want. For the beginners, it's like good point. You can go one by one and create your own searches. Also, I have covered in previous video the basics about fields, search best practice. So I am requesting you guys, before starting this complex query, just go through that and have a basics understanding of Splunk terminologies, what is Splunk, about Splunk fields and best practice of searches. So let's move to the next topic in this video. So there are few basic components of search syntax. First one is search term, second commands, functions, arguments, and clauses. Okay, these are main syntax components are there. Search term, actually what are you looking for, means exact keyword, phrases, or booleans, or etc, or number, or anything, whatever you know about your data, just type it after. It's best practice to give index and source type, or as many as fields and value you give. That will be helpful for your with respect to the performance. So go and check about from the admin if you have ingested the data through admin in your production environment, or you are doing POCs. So first of all, check your index and whatever field you know about it, source type, source, host. So that will help you to reduce the performance. Now as I mentioned, the search term can be a keywords, phrases, boolean, or many other things, number or anything. You can put it over here before this. The next one is commands. So commands is what do you want to do with the result. So once you have this search and like say I have searched it and you got some result. So you got some result after running this search. So here are several things are there. You can see fields and events. So what exactly you want to do with this data? So command will help you understand the trend or behavior or exactly the statistics of it. So command will help you to create a chart, compute statistics, and evaluate and format your data. So like see here, this is this is not much understandable data. So like say I want to take an average any field and get a max of it. So like this I'll get the max of it. Okay, so this is a bit meaningful like in terms of data. Now after that the function, how do you want to chart, compute, or evaluate the result? Now after this you can use after stats like max, whether you want to do max, min, minimum, or sum, or get an average, transform the values. Like here we have transformed the values. Say I want some string attached to it, what it is exactly, it is byte, megabyte, or something else. So I have written this code to include a byte after this these values. Okay, so this means this kind of things you need to first make your mind what exactly you want to achieve from your data, what exactly the output should be, so you can do that. Now next will be the arguments, the function of the argument. This is one of the component of search syntax. So this is called as an argument. Function can have one or multiple arguments. So this can be a calculate average value for a specific field, convert a millisecond to second. So here like I can put over here as it's a byte in byte. You can apply a formula to convert it into megabyte, gigabyte, or anything else. So this will help you to make a meaningful information out of your data. So next component will be clause. The clause, how do you want to configure or rename the fields in the results? So here how you so if you want to give a name, another name of your field, so you can use as over here, or rename also you can that we will cover in our next video. Or if you want to group by, so you can put it over here by as well. So this will come under clauses. So this is all about the components of Splunk search syntax. Now let's talk about search pipeline. So as we know, the data is stored on the disk, on the index, particular index. So this is an index where the data is stored, and data is stored in the flat files. So you need to keep in mind the data is not in any of the database, like say DBMS, like Oracle or SQL. So it can be one of the interview question that they can ask it what data base Splunk uses. So Splunk uses flat file to store the data. Okay, just keep in mind for the interview purpose. So let's come back to our main topic, like search pipeline. So this data, this index reside on the indexer, and this actual data is on the disk. So now when you run this command, so after running this command, the data from here, the one intermediate interface will come in between. After this will get fetched into the search head. If you go to component of 8, whenever the user run the search, it fetches the data from the indexer. It pulls the data from the indexer where the data is stored. So this is one of the intermediate repository where the data comes in from the entire index. We have chosen from this index get the data for this particular source type, and now create a intermediate table for that. Now this top command will create an intermediate table. First we get the intermediate events, filtered the event from the data and pulled it out from on the search head. Now from there we have created an intermediate table where it gives us the top 10 sources. So it can be any field, whichever you want. So any field. Here only 5 fields are there, in 5 sources are there in my index, because I have recently installed this instance. There won't be much data over here. So you can see it over here, only 5 top 10, and means through top there are only 10 by default 10 records will be fetched, so it will store this. So this is called a intermediate table. Now first table is this, another intermediate table is this, and again if you want to filter further and get the exact result, so I will give feed percent. So now this is the exact uh, field, exact table or exact data which you want to come in front of user. So from the biggest superset, we have divided into subset and again filter down to your interesting fields or interesting data. So this is I tried to explain about the search pipeline. So if you have written any complex query, so to make that complex query more readable, you can turn this pipe into each line, each next line, just by typing. Just you put shift and enter. So this will give you into this will go to next string and add next line, and it looks more readable. So there is uh, automatic settings is there. So you have to go to your user. This is admin. So in your case it will be any username or something. So go to preference, go to SPL editor. From SPL editor there will be a search auto format. So you need to click over here, click OK. So whenever you write a pipe, it will go to next line. You can see it will go to next line. How many pipes you want to use, it will go to next line. If you want to add line, so you can add line over here, go to this and select it. It will add lines as well, line number, sorry, it will add a line number to your search. Let's go to these coloring options, what exactly the coloring means in this search. So coloring option means blue. It means these are the commands. So blue comes in commands. So also keep in mind this question can come in fundamental 1 exam. So also if anybody at the interview want to test whether you have worked on SPL or not, they can ask about this. So this will the command come in blue, and the functions, you can see the color of functions is a purple. Okay, this will come as a purple. And if you have any argument coming with uh, your command, like say there is one of the command called time chart. It has a argument like span is equal to 1r. So this comes as a green. And please do not get confused with this argument to the argument which is going into the function. So this is command arguments and these are the functions argument. So please bear in mind. Okay, the next one is clause. Clause, always the color of clause will be orange. You can see it here. If I put by as well, it will come by, so it will come as orange. Okay, these are by default colors comes in Splunk. Okay, rest of them it comes as a black. So the argument function argument, index name, index value, key value pair, or any search term, any keyword, fail, failed internal. If you want to put this, so this will also, this will also this, if you given under the double quotes some field means some value equal to 0, so this won't consider as a field value pair as it is there on the double quote, so this will treat as string. So please bear in mind. Also, if you want to turn off your coloring option, so you can go to your user preferences, go to Splunk editor, and here if you go to in general, you can uh, have a search assistance where it will show you after each command, it will show you how that particular command work or how can you use it. I'll show you after this example. So in themes, you can go and change. Currently it's light theme, so by default setting is this. If you want to do black and white, so it will give everything it as a black and white, so no coloring option will be there. So this is by default a light theme, so keep in mind this is the by default, and if you want to put a dark one, you can put the dark, but the color by default colors will be same as it is. Okay, so if I click OK, it will convert into the dark theme. Now I was talking about the search assistance. So this is called assistance, where Splunk provide you some assistance on the field name field, where as and when you are typing over here, so you can use any of the, it will assist you how can you use it. And by default uh, the compact mode is enabled. You can keep it none or full. It will show more detail over here, like say, see, you can see it more details with, okay, with the examples. So let's talk about the table command. So table command, as we know from the name, it is as name suggested, it will provide you the events in the form of table. So table command return a table format by only field in the argument list. Okay, field in the argument list. So columns are displayed in the order given in the command. So whatever, as I mentioned here, the first column will be source, second is source type, host, and time. So like say if I run it over here, it will give you first source, source type, host, and time. Okay, so column has header is nothing but the field, this field, the header has its own, like this is header, and these are the fields. So and each row, each row represent an event uh, in the table, so event in the index, you can say. Okay, this represent as event. Each row contains field value for that event. So field value for that event. So for this event, the source value will be this. For this particular source type is this. For this whole event, the host is this, and the time of this event is this. You can put as many as fields over here. Okay, whatever fields are there in your mind to create a table or create your output in tabular format, so you can do with that. So the next one is rename command. So through rename command, you can change a name of any of the field. Like if you do not have any meaningful name in your field, so you can change the name of that field. So like in this, we can see uh, the name. So this is what exactly the name is. So I am not uh, convinced this name, that what exactly the name. So I can give the name to this field like application name or event name. So I can write simple rename name as app name and table app name underscore time. So maybe it takes some time to display. So when I run it again, it is giving the name of the fields, like you can say here. So instead of that, uh, instead of this, I can use this command. If, like say, these are the application, uh, if you do not have a space in between, means in the name, so you can write without double quotes. Like if you want to put application name like this, so you cannot write like this, you need to put it in the double quotes, and same thing you need to use it over here while displaying. So you can see it over here. Okay, so keep in mind that if you are renaming a field with the name where the name consists space, so put it in double quotes. Okay, so one more important thing, whenever you change uh, any field with the rename command, so you're changing the name of that field itself. So the original field will not be accessible after renaming this field, after using the rename command. So if I use the original name, it won't show any value because there is no such field called name. Let's have a look in the event whether we see that name. No, there is no field called as name. No, we have our rename command and some other name. Okay, so please keep in mind that once you rename this command, this question may asked in interview as well. So if you change any particular field, so the field name itself will get changed. You cannot access with its original name. Okay, so the next command is field. So whenever you uh, ingest data, so on the basis of key value pair, Splunk automatically assign uh, a value to the fields or field names on the basis of a header, if it has a CSV file, or it make on its own logic to make a key and its value. If you have created a like field extraction kind of thing, so that is advanced kind of part, and and the field extraction will take a lot of time or performance of indexer and search head both. So if it's index time extraction, so it will consume indexer resources. If it's search time, it's consume search time, search head resources. So there is a command called field, where through field you can, like after means you can subset your data, like you want to perform action on that particular field only. So you can include or exclude the fields from your event once it comes to a search head. So it's not we are deleting anything from the index or removing anything or any value or such, just we are subsetting our data to our interesting fields in interesting data. So like and also it will improve your search performance, that from we are not uh, performing any action on whole index. Instead we are filtering out on the basis of these fields and performing the action on uh, that selected field, filtered field. So we can have one of the example in front of you, like say if you run this command. So and one more, I'll run without field. So this I am running without field. Let's see how much time both of the search will take. So this I'm taking without field option. So without field option, it took 0.791 seconds. 0.791 seconds. Now with field, let's see how much time it takes. It took 0.381 second. So you can see the significant difference in the performance. So the event, number of events are same, processed event are same, just we have filtered through field command, that we are telling Splunk that I want to apply, I want to use, after this I want to use only this field to perform tabular operation. Okay, so there are multiple things in not multiple, we can say two things in uh, a field, like through plus operator. By default it's inclusion only, means you can include, or you can use plus, so it will apply to all of the fields. Okay, or if you want to remove it, you want to use negative sign. So like in our one of the example, we have used field minus, like I can use it directly here, top source and fields fields minus percent. So here it will show you percent command. If I don't want percent, so I can use this command to remove percent field. So see, this field will get removed. So this will reduce the overhead of your search head. Okay. Also, yeah, this is improve your performance, search query performance, it will increase. So two topics are remaining for this video. One is I'm explaining one more command called dedupe, and next one is sort. So dedupe, as name suggested, that dedupe means removing the duplicate field from the data. If you want to you want a unique field in your data, so you can use a dedupe command. So for that, how can you use a dedupe command? So you just write dedupe, dedupe, as you want to pronounce. So I use dedupe. So I want to get a unique sources. So, and type source and get the source type host. So it will provide you a unique source type. So no, sorry, on the basis of uniqueness will be on the basis of source. So this will be unique, then this can be duplicate. Okay, you can see these are the duplicate. Now if you want to dedupe on the basis of more than one field, so you can do that as well. Source type. So you can consider this as a key value pair, and that these should be unique. Okay, you can see if I remove it, probably you can see the difference after removing it. It may include multiple things. See, matrix, it has multiple entries. Now if I want duplicate on the basis of these two fields, you can do that as well. And this will be on alphanumerical order. So the next command will be, and next and last command will be sort command, that you can order your data in particular, means display your data in particular order. It can be descending or ascending order. By default it's ascending, and if you want to make it descending, so you need to use sort hyphen, means minus, to sort. Like you can see, I want to sort. If you write only sort and field name underscore time, on the basis of time I am giving. So on the basis of time it will sort it out, and before that I should give dedupe or dedupe. Source. Also I will include underscore time because we are sorting, so you can understand how it is working. Okay, this will be in the descending order, and if you want to make it in ascending order, so just what you need to do is just put a plus over here, so this will change. No, it is not changing. Okay, sort underscore time. Okay, by default, see it is changing. So by default it is plus or without that, like this or this, both are similar. If you want to put it in descending order, so you need to use minus command. So descending order, the biggest is first, and then okay. Similarly, you can use source as well. If you want to use source, so this will be on the basis of alphanumerical. Okay, alphanumerical order. So if you want to put more than one, by space you can put more than one. So space and comma, so it will consider more than one. One more thing, if you putting plus or minus, so you need to put space in between if you want to apply the sort or order for both of the string, both of the fields. If you want to apply, if you put only this, so it will consider only for the first value, first field. It won't consider the second one. Okay, so it will sort on the basis of source, not the time. If you put a space, it will sort on the basis of time as well as source as well as time. So please keep in mind that if you put a space in between, the both will be included. If you don't put, only first field will be included in this sorting criteria. Okay. Also, you can limit the number of events you want to display over here. So with sort, I'm using 5 or limit 5, limit equal to 3. Okay, see, no, yeah, it is showing only limit equal to 3. You can use it like this as well, 0. So you can use it the limit function over here. So there is a real life scenario, real life problem came in our system is how can you, means by default in some of the version, by default you can display 10,000 record over here, 10,000 or 1,000 record over here. To overcome that problem, just put with sort, just put 0. So it will include all the records whichever fetching from the data. But though it is not a good practice to fetch all the data, so you need to filter as much as possible the data to make sure that your search is performing well, your research are utilizing well. Otherwise it will hamper your performance. Also your search reporting time, the search will not get ended if it is fetching all the data from your indexes. So just keep in mind. So that's all about the video. Let's recap what we have learned from this video. First, we have used a search language syntax where we have used a basic search, then pipe, we have used uh, command, then functions argument, and clauses. We have used clauses as well, and then the pipe. What is the use of pipe? The pipe will act, means the output, it will forward the output of previous search to input as an input to the next search or next function or whatever search you are using, to that it will pass on. Also there are some argument of fields as well, commands as well. So stats max, so these are the average, avg underscore max. So this is nothing but argument, is nothing but a value here, the field which is there in your events. So there are one or more fields can be there in the from the function. So next will be search term components. There are few major components are there. First is search term. What are you looking for? Either keyword, phrases, or boolean data. The second one is commands. What do you want to do with the result which is coming from search terms? Then whether you want to create a chart, compute statistics, eval, or format. Now the third component is functions. How do you want to chart, compute, or evaluate the result coming from the previous data means yeah, so if you want to get a sum, get an average, transform the values etc, or evaluate, or whatever you want to do with the data. And fourth one is argument. Are there variables you want to apply to these functions? So if you want to calculate anything, rename the fields, or change the format of that field, so that you can do the calculating average value for a specific field, convert megabyte to uh, gigabyte, or byte to terabyte. So these kind of calculation you can do. The fifth one is clauses. You can how do you want to group or rename the fields in results. So give a field name or a group value by or over. Okay, so these are the components. So we have talked about the search pipeline, where the data is reside on the indexes, and searches head fetches the data to keep it internal table, to be keep into the internal table, sorry, not internal, intermediate table. Now again we uh, uh, filter the data, and that result will keep it intermediate table, and then finally will show the data or in what format you want, so that this will give you a crisp or insight from your data through the search pipeline. So in the pipeline, if you want to make your search readable, so you can use shift enter to go to next line and use a pipe, or you can go to Splunk editor, SPL editor, and change the settings whatever you want from here. uh, so next we have talked about the uh, coloring of commands or functions. So functions are always in blue color. The no sorry the commands always in blue color, functions are in purple. So if you have any clauses, it will come in orange. Then apart from that, everything will be in black. Okay, just keep in mind. And also there was one more thing. If you uh, uh, putting a command, using a command function, so it will come in green. Span command or argument. So there is difference between command argument and function argument. Okay, so please make sure you got the difference between them. Okay, so you can play around with the coloring options as well from SPL editor. So if you had to go to you have to go to themes and choose. By default it will come light theme. Now you can remove a theme or put a dark theme. So I am applying dark theme. Dark theme will not come by default. By default is light theme. Okay, so I have talked about creating table. You can use a table. You can create table in your from your events and play around with the table. So you can represent data in the tabular format. The column are display in the order given in the commands, like you can see the order of it. So this header is always a field name, and this is an event. One event represent the value of your field. So here you can see the value of a field. Next we talked about renaming field. You can rename field to whatever meaningful information you want, meaningful name. So if you do not have space in your renamed string, so you need not to use double quote. If you have a space in between, please use double quote. So once you rename the command that once you rename the field will not be there, the original field will not be there in the event. So you need to use in going forward, you need to use your renamed field. So also we have talked about fields, where we means field parsing is very costly for the index and for the uh, searched as well. So field command allow you to include or exclude the specific fields in your search. To include, use if you want to include, use plus, or if you do not use plus, it will be a by default plus occur before the field side, before the field extraction, improve the performance. Okay, to exclude, you need to use a minus command occur after the field extraction. No performance benefit. Include field used in the search to make the table display easier to read. So there will be, if you do minus, there won't be a performance benefit. So next, we have given a live example that how, if you are using a field, if you are using a field command, how it is improving the performance, that search time will decrease. Okay, we have talked about a dedupe command, where if you want to remove the duplicate value from the data, you can use it. You can use a dedupe command on more than one fields. Okay, if you want to do dedupe on more than one field, if you want to sort the data, you need to use sort command. You use sort command, order your result in descending or ascending order. If to use that, you need to use sort, SORT, plus for ascending, minus for descending. So one more thing you keep in mind, whenever you are using field command with the without space, it will consider the first, it will sort only for a first field. If you using a minus or plus with a space, it will consider, it will qualify all the fields which are mentioned in the sort. It will qualify all the fields. It will consider, it will sort on the basis of all the fields. So I think that's it about this video. I hope you like the video, and thanks for watching the video till the end.